All right, welcome to One Access for Elementary. So I'm going to break this down into a couple of segments. Each segment, I'm going to go a little deeper into what One Access offers. This segment is going to be how to get into One Access and how to get to some quick links that not only you can utilize as the teacher, but how you can help your students utilize these within your classrooms. Okay, so first thing that we need to know is how to get into One Access. Now, One Access is this incredible Library One Access. It's an incredible resource given to us by Charlotte Mecklenburg Libraries. Most school districts in the greater Charlotte area have this, and I'm not even sure how CM Libraries can afford this because it is such a plethora of resources for us that cost so much money, and yet we get them for free. So One Access, yes, you can go to the Charlotte Mecklenburg Library and go type in One Access and go there. But this is a harder way to navigate, and so I never actually teach students to go in this way. I'm showing you this just so you know as the adult where the main site is. I'm also going to show you how to log in as the adult. So right here under Account, if you click on that little head, you can log in. So to log in, you would type LNS. It stands for Lake Norman Staff. And then after that, you're going to type your Power School number, so your state ID number. Once you type your state ID number, your PIN number to begin with is the last four of your state ID or the last four of your Power School. So mine would have been 2372. I've changed it. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So you type in whatever your PIN is, click Login. Yeah. There we go. Click Login. And it's going to take you to your dashboard. Now, what I wanted to show you on here is, when you get kind of addicted to this and want to start reading for yourself, this is probably where you would manage yourself from. But the first thing that you would want to do is go up here and change that PIN number. So my settings, and then under that, you can change the PIN. I'm actually going to log out because one of the amazing yet frustrating things for One Access is that it keeps you logged in until you log out. It's wonderful and not wonderful at the same time. But for the sake of this PD, I'm going to tell you how to utilize it within your classroom the easiest. For the elementary school, the easiest way for you guys to utilize this in your classroom is through student iPads. I have quick links from my website. Now, all student iPads have an icon that looks like this on them. Now, the very first time the iPads are going to be used after they've been rebooted for the year, it looks like a gray globe, like that internet symbol, but it's just gray. After it uploads to the internet once and it gives you this Wix, but that's my website host, and it should say ES Media Center underneath it. Sometimes that doesn't automatically populate to your desktop if you don't use it enough. So to get there the long way, you're going to go to Ellen Charter. You're going to need to be at the elementary school. Academics is where you find the special area teachers. Media Center, of course, and then there's a blue hyperlink that takes you to my website. So here you are for the quick link. Now the kids, all they have to do is click on the icon on the iPads, and they call it my app, even though it's just like a hyperlink icon. You guys have to go this long way, so if you want to save this for easier access, you can, or if you use it enough, it'll just populate into your most frequently used websites. But under resources right here is where I keep all of those quick links. So if you click on One Access, it's going to take you to that big login that you just saw. But Tumblebooks is something that I use very frequently. I show students how to use Overdrive, and Hoopla is another great one. The Power Knowledge series, I keep life and earth sciences here, but there's a physical science as well. The rest of these under Power Knowledge is not a part of the One Access group. It's just other things that we utilize frequently in the Media Center. But I'm going to start by showing you Tumblebooks. So if you click on Tumblebooks, and you go to, I don't know, let's pick, so we've got all these different topics up top. I tell students to stay away from the puzzles and games. We don't really need to make playlists. We're not working on language learning in here. We don't need to watch videos. Oftentimes the puzzle and games and the videos don't work on the iPads, which is another reason I steer them clear. But nonfiction is going to take you to nonfiction titles. Graphic novels is going to take you, obviously, to all graphic novels. We've got ebooks, read-alongs, and storybooks. Read-alongs are going to be like your chapter books, early readers, chapter books, and they're going to read to you. So let's say you have a group that wants to do like a novel study together, and you're doing it with Any Pet Will Do. You can come here, you can click read online, and this is another wonderful thing. You don't have to download anything. It will just read online to you. So you can do that from here. The play button is down here. I don't want to click that play button because, well, I can. Let me just move this. Hold on. Here we go. Ah! All right. So if you click the play button. All right, so it highlights, they can read together, they can turn on for it to read to them. So it's a nice little feature. And the fact that you don't have to download to the device from memory is really good. It just plays online. So that's really cool. But storybooks is something that I like to use in the Media Center, especially when I'm working with a small group and I need for the other 15 kindergartners to be entertained and I can't read to them in that moment. I will come and I will utilize one of these books. Oh, Bailey's a favorite. I'm going to click on Bailey. We'll click read online and it's going to play Bailey for me.
The early bird wakes Bailey up. It's time to start the day and get ready for school.
So there are different kinds of books. And in the storybooks, they typically try to animate a little bit of the story, which really helps with attention for younger students, but they still highlight what they're reading, which I appreciate. And it's an user-friendly navigation. So students actually can drive this really well once they get logged in. It's just typing their student ID number that's tough for them. So remember how I told you, once you log into One Access, it keeps you logged in. Well, earlier today, I logged into One Access. I mean, not One Access. I logged into Tumblebooks from the through this quick link that I was talking about right here, and it kept me logged in. It's really hard to get logged out once you're logged in, which is fine, I think, for a teacher device. And for Tumblebooks, for students, I don't really think it's that big of an issue. Overdrive is different. Overdrive is easier to sign out of. But when you open Tumblebooks and you're not logged in, you have a little like area to enter a barcode that pops up. And in that area, students type LNC for Lake Norman Charter and then their 10-digit student ID number. Now that takes a little while for students to start learning, and for kindergartners, that one's incredibly difficult, and even the transferring of a 10-digit number is super tough. But for older students, for some higher flying first graders and second graders, they can type those in pretty quickly. And that is another way to help them to learn their student ID number, which is helpful, especially by the time they get into third grade and start using Schoology. So the quick access will ask for that. But again, like if they were trying to go through One Access to get here, which you can. So if you're under One Access, and so it has to say LNC, and then their student ID number, and then they need a PIN, and sometimes their PIN is the birthday, and sometimes their PIN is the year, and sometimes the PIN is the last four. PINs are annoying for the kids, which is why I don't like going through this way. And then when you do go through this way, Resources gives you this long resource list to go find Tumblebooks here. So you see, this is a much more convoluted way, especially for a first or second grader, to access it. Look, I'm going to log out, but it's going to keep me logged in for forever. It doesn't even want me to log out. All right, I'm not going to waste time on that right now. But yeah, so this, just coming to that icon on the iPads and then Tumblebooks, typing in LNC and their student ID number gets them right into Tumblebooks. Overdrive. Let's talk about Overdrive because this is another really awesome one. All right, so you can see the login. This is not what the login looks like for Tumblebooks, but it's the same concept. So it doesn't ask for that PIN number. It's just going to need that library card number, which is LNC, and then their student ID number. And for you guys, it works for LNS and your 10-digit staff number. Anyway, so you're in here in the Charlotte Mecklenburg Library online collection. So this is specific for Charlotte Mecklenburg Library. We have another resource that will take you to the entire state of North Carolina online library. But this is CMS. And if you look up here, you see that it says kids and it's orange. This lets you know that you're in the kids section, because if you go back to main collection, you can wind up in the entire Charlotte Mecklenburg Library collection, which is not appropriate for our audience. So I tell kids that we have to stay with that kids up top. I show them how to get back to it. And then, of course, we always have conversation about misuse of technology. And if we find ourselves places where we're not supposed to be, then we ask for help. But we never hang out when we're not supposed to be. So cool titles pop up for you. You can search for them. You also can come over to subjects and you can filter for them. So I can filter for all formats: ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, videos. I just want ebooks right now. I can come under here and filter that even more. Let's say I want to go fantasy. I could even be so specific. I can come down here and tell them that I'm in 3rd grade and I want a 3rd grade fantasy book. But you know what? Something else I might want to do is come down here and say, language, I only speak English. So there are lots of different things that you can do. Now, do you see right here where it says waitlist? That means these books are checked out and not available for me to check out right now. But this one's available. There's another feature. I can go click available now titles. Now, with waitlist books, I typically keep students away from these because you need an email address in order to place a hold. So if I came here, I try to place a hold, it's going to ask me, I'd be number 1 in the hold position on 2 copies. So it let me place the hold because my email address is already in here. But your students who haven't set up their accounts, it's going to ask them to put in an email address. Now, if their parents have an email address they want them to use, whatever. Because once this book becomes available, I'm going to get an email that tells me it's available. For library purposes, I tell students not to do this because even if they know their parents' email address, who knows if their parents are going to recognize when they get that notification. They have to have that conversation and they need to do that step at home with mom and dad. And here at school, I only want them to focus on books that are available. So I could filter for available now titles as well. And then I come through here and I can click into them. I can see what the book is about. I can read the description and click borrow. All right, so my borrow length, 14 days, 7 days, 21 days. How long does it take you to read a book? I always tell kids, if you are not going to read this book, you're just doing it because you're in the library and I'm asking you to do this, please take it to 7 days. And I'll show you why in a second. If you really are going to read the book and it takes you a little bit to read, switch it to 21 days. That's totally fine. Click borrow and it's automatically yours. You can read it now in browser. You can download it to your Kindle, the EPUB. For the sake of the Media Center, I have them read now in browser. Now here's the cool thing. So it's going to pop up and with internet access, they can easily access through our iPads, my icon, come to Overdrive, log in, and once they are in Overdrive, if they go to my account up here, no matter what they're doing, Loans will show them what books they have checked out. So they can click that Read Now in Browser and continue reading. As they're reading, they're able to bookmark it. I'm going to show you that real quick. I'll show you a bookmark. So read if you are reading through. All right, and I need to bookmark it. You click on the top right-hand side of the page. You can't see this because of my screen. Hold on. There you go. I just clicked on the top right-hand side of the page to bookmark that. There we go. And then when I get out of this, when I click Read Now in Browser, it'll open me to my bookmark. Again, I got there by going to my account and Loans. and I got to this portion by going through the resources.